What is a thesis statement, and why do you need to include one in college essays? A thesis statement serves the purpose of arguing your point, organizing your ideas, and telling the reader what to expect while fully answering the prompt. Generally, the thesis statement is one sentence long and can be found at the very end of your introductory paragraph. However, depending on the academic discipline, some professors ask for 2 or 3 sentence theses found elsewhere in your paper. For the purposes of consistency, let's focus on the more popular one-sentence thesis found at the end of the paragraph. What should it include? An acceptable thesis statement may include the following: your main idea or argument. What are you writing about specifically, and what is your position on the subject? A clear direction. How will you organize your argument throughout the text? Organizing details. Who, what, when, how. Give some additional information that shapes your paper. Pull in information that relates to the prompt specifically, and try to think of specific questions you can answer to defend your point. A specific focus. Write a clear, concise sentence that answers the prompt and states your position. Do not add unnecessary details, and try not to elaborate too much on points you'll discuss later in your essay. An answer to the prompt. How can you break down the prompt into smaller, answerable questions, and how can you address these in your thesis? Let's look at an example of a successful thesis statement I've written in the past. Here's an example of a thesis statement I wrote for a paper in a course titled Call and Response about the book I, Tituba, Black Witch of Salem. In I, Tituba, Black Witch of Salem, Coe offers evidence of Tituba's intimate characteristics of sexuality and spirituality that give Tituba more significance as both a real and fictionalized character. Notice that I am clear in stating the title of the book and the author, and that I am specific in focusing on a single character, Tituba. I answer the what by mentioning that the subject is within the title of the book, I, Tituba, Black Witch of Salem. Specifically, the what that I will discuss in my essay is Tituba's intimate characteristics of sexuality and spirituality. How are these characteristics significant? I answer this question by stating that characteristics of sexuality and spirituality give Tituba significance as a real and fictionalized character. Also note that this thesis statement is representative of my own opinion and is arguable. A reader can contest my argument by stating that Coe does not offer evidence of Tituba's sexuality and spirituality, or by arguing that these characteristics do not give Tituba significance as a real and fictionalized character. Let's look at another example. This time, let's focus on a thesis statement that is not successful in arguing a point and being specific about the direction of the paper. Medical researchers do not know the specific cause of breast cancer. This thesis statement answers the who, or the subject, and the what, or the topic, but it fails to address the how or why. Also note that this thesis statement is a fact. Therefore, it is not arguable. Remember that your thesis statement should offer your opinion in some way and should be arguable. Facts do not constitute acceptable thesis statements. I hope that these example thesis statements give you a good idea about what a thesis statement should and should not look like. It's important to know that successful thesis statements are rarely written on the first try. It's okay to write down your general ideas before going back and creating a solid thesis. Thesis statements take thought, time, and experience to create well. Thanks again for watching. I've listed a few helpful resources in the video description if you'd like additional information.